hell is this?
Guest house.
Well, I know it's a guest house, but that's one reason why I'm kind of concerned about this.
And you just saw a clip from a new film, The Hornet'S Nest, which captures some of the most intense combat seen during the war in Afghanistan. Now that intensity is being brought to big screens right here in the U.S. by Mike and Carlos Boettcher, a father-son journalist team who captured the footage on the ground in Afghanistan. And they join us now on set. Mike and Carlos, thanks so much for being with us.
Great to be here.
Some pretty incredible footage there. But first I have to ask you, is this film a documentary or a fiction film with some real elements?
No, I mean, we call it a real-life narrative feature because it is a documentary. Everything in there is real. It is as it happened. There are no sound effects or anything. Those are real bullets and mortars and rockets flying. But it doesn't feel like a documentary. It doesn't have that feel at all. So people said this is more like a narrative feature.
Right.
But it's a real-life, we call it a real-life narrative feature.
A new genre. You've created a new genre.
Yeah.
So tell us, how did you get this incredible access? You were right there on the front lines with the troops.
Well, it's just a matter of raising your hand and saying, we want to go and cover this. We want to do it long term. You know, military commanders want the stories of their soldiers and Marines told. And when we said we're going in for the long term, a year at a time, over a 2.5-year period doing this, they embraced that. It wasn't that difficult to get the permission to do this. What was difficult was staying alive from day to day.
Absolutely. And you're both longtime journalists, so no strangers to being out in the field. But there were things that happened on this shoot that were unexpected. Is that right?
Well, there were quite a few close calls. At one point in the movie, my father and I pinned down on a mountainside by Taliban snipers, and we get separated. And for a period of time there, neither of us knew if the other was alive or dead. And that was just one of many times that happened to us. Terrifying,
absolutely terrifying. Now, can you tell us what is the message that you are hoping the audiences will get out of your film?
Well, you know, Americans, to their credit right now, when they see someone in uniform, they say thank you for your service. But what I want to do is connect that 99% of the American public that does not feel the pain of war with that less than 1% that does feel it, those men and women in uniform. And so the next time, when you see this film, the next time you say thank you for your service, you're going to know what you're thanking
what
them
that
for,
means.
what that means.
We do have a whole generation of young American men and women who've given so much of their lives, such a huge sacrifice to fighting America's longest war. And the situation in that country is still so uncertain. Did you note a lot of frustration among these incredible young people?
You know, there's a degree of that, but once they get a mission, they go for it. I mean, what soldiers and Marines do, I mean, that's part of their job. When they're not in a mission, they gripe.
Right.
But when they're in it, they just follow the orders and go. But you know, they wanted to see more progress. And what we're hearing now is some of the areas you see in the film have improved dramatically over the last 3 years.
It's fascinating. And where can we see the film?
You'll be able to see it across the country in select cities starting this weekend. It'll spread out to more cities, stretching from Honolulu to New York to Washington, D.C. to L.A.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Carlos and Mike Boettcher. Thank you so much for being with us today. It's a fantastic film you guys have made for us.
It's great to be here. Thank you.
Thank you.